Boom. What's up, everybody? You're watching The Beast on Primal Rage. We knew it was going to come, people. We knew it was going to come eventually. And that is Kevin Smith having his response towards the angry reaction from the Masters of the Universe fans like myself. And he's not too happy about it. So, before we get into today, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss any more reviews. Get the Beast over 100 subscribers, and we will start having live streams. That's right, one-on-one with the Beast right here. Talk about pop culture, pretty much everything on this channel. And let's make it happen, everybody. So that being said, this by CBR.com. Kevin Smith has a message for angry He-Man fans. He says, grow the fuck up. Oh, man. Kevin Smith, the mind behind the new He-Man series on Netflix, has some harsh words for the angriest of the critics of the new show. Well, we looked at Rotten Tomatoes a couple days ago when the show was released. The audience score gave it a 39%. The average tomato meter, the critics, which really, come on, people. You know what the critics are? They are paid fucking shills. They're paid to say something looks like shit. So you know when the tomato meter is down next to nothing, the audience meter most likely is going to be higher. They hate it. We like it. We like it. They hate it. So at this point, we hate it. But if you look, that was 2 days before. This is kind of right now. As you can see, it dropped 97 to 94. 39 to 26. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse for this show. So let's get back to this. It says Kevin Smith has lost his patience with a certain group of He-Man fans who are angry over the big twist of Master of the Universe Revelation Part 1. I gave my review of this, the whole show, from 1 to 5, because I felt, I just didn't want to review the first part. I wanted to review it as a whole, and it was a total shit show. All the male characters, especially Man-at-Arms, they turn out to be fat losers who are apologetic. I let down my king. I let down my prince. I let down Eternia. It's like, shut the hell up. Apologizing for everything. Because, man, ain't no white man can have no place of power in entertainment anymore. Writer-director developed a new He-Man series for Netflix based on the idea of continuing the story of the original series. However, adult audiences, this show was manufactured for. Kids don't give a shit about Masters of the Universe. And if you're going to tackle a property like Masters of the Universe, you got to get the older fans like myself. You got to get them on board first. You ain't got shit if you don't have the fans on board. Disney's learning that lesson at a very, very expensive rate. It says, however, the adult audiences who remember the original series from their childhood have issued harsh criticism and even taken to review bombing to bring Part 1's Rotten Tomato audience score down. The show's a piece of shit. It's garbage. Smith explained to Variety he was convinced that even due to the series being told by Netflix director Ted Biaselli, I yearn to watch the show as I thought I was watching in the childhood. So you're getting his interpretation. This guy probably never liked Masters of the Universe. You're getting his interpretation. We're getting the same shit, the same excuses and reasoning by like we got from Rian Johnson on The Last Jedi. Rian Johnson hated The Last Jedi. And we saw that when we watched The Last Jedi. And we see this in Masters of the Universe Revelation. People, this is not a continuation of either the Filmation or the 2003 animated series. This is a light reboot where it's a bait and switch, where you replace He-Man with Teela. You make her look more like a boy. I don't know, because lefties out there, they like their women to look more like men, I guess. Wow. In the first episode, tearing magic away from Eternia and leaving the other heroes alone, with Teela being forced to take more central role in He-Man's temporary absence. But really temporary. This has led to a number of fans angrily calling this new series bait and switch, which it is, since He-Man is mostly only in flashbacks during the series, which he is. I think this is Kevin here. He says, I see people online going, hey man, they're getting rid of He-Man? Like, you really fucking think Mattel Television, who hired me and paid me once to do an effing Master of the Universe show without He-Man? He continued, grow the F up. Okay, now this kind of crap, this destroys the market for the toys. Master of the Universe, like any of the 80s cartoons, was designed to do one thing. And that is to sell merchandise. That is to sell toys. That's it. These cartoons were 30-minute long toy advertisements to get you into it. You watch Voltron, by the end of the cartoon, you wanted Voltron toys. Same way with G.I. Joe, same way with Transformers, same way with Masters of the Universe. And now he's ripping into the crowd that's ripped into him because he got caught lying. And because of this, now they're doing boycotts against Kevin Smith's movies and this show. And it's like, nobody gives a shit about fucking Clerks 3. Kevin, nobody cares about Clerks 3. Nobody fucking cares. If you do this to this iconic character, then who's to say what you're going to implement in your new movies? This guy is not a fucking fan of the show. This guy pulled a Ryan Johnson. Now with another season coming up, I guess this is season 1. You know when it used to do seasons for TV series, used to be like 40, maybe 50 fucking episodes for a season. Now it's down to like 5. You get 5 for the season because that's how creatively bankrupt filmmakers are. They don't have the imagination to stretch out to tell more stories, more adventures. Now we're gonna knock it down the season. So, like, say, season 1 of Star Trek Next Generation, that's like 3 or 4 different modern TV series of all the seasons put together. So, 5 episodes for season 1. Now, let's go off and say season 2, they rectify everything. Prince Adam was wounded, but he's not dead. Okay. And eventually they bring He-Man back and Skeletor back, and it's still a shit show. They went full retard Last Jedi in on this first 5 episodes. At this point, it doesn't matter. When they started out Voltron Legendary Defender on Netflix, it was awesome. Voltron fans, you're a Voltron fan out there, you dove right into this slice of Voltron pie and you wanted seconds. But as it got toward the end seasons of the shit show, then they started making the male characters gay and started putting in all this stupid representation. Then the fans were backing out. Then they were complaining. And then the toy sales just fell off the map then. Nobody wanted this stuff. It didn't work with the sequel trilogy. The bait and switch did not work with the sequel trilogy. And the first 5 episodes of this series, It's a bait and switch. You can't undo that now. And now Kevin Smith is pissed off at the fans who he claims he was a fan and made this for the older fans out there with the older fans in mind. Hey guys, hey fans of Master of the Universe, he's back by the power of Grayskull. Now because they're calling him out on his lies, on his bullshit, now he wants to like grow the fuck up. No. Attacking the fans is not going to save this. Attacking the fans is not going to help Mattel's toy sales when it comes to this. I don't know what Mattel was thinking by letting this guy do this shit. They should have looked at the overall stuff and like, I don't think people are going to like you killing off He-Man and making our character Teela look like a boy with John Cena arms. I don't think this is the interest that we want to pursue, Kevin Smith. They should have done that. And they didn't. And they didn't. They let this clown go and do whatever he wanted with it. And they did. And they pulled a Last Jedi on this first 5-part series. Got to see characters getting killed off. Like He-Man, Prince Adam. Well, Skeletor's back now. Now he's Skelegod, or as I like to call him, Monster Energy Drink Skeletor. Because he looks like a fucking Monster Energy drink can. Just look at it. Look at his outfit. Look at the energy drink. We know where the design came from. Okay, so like Scareglow is gone, is dead. Orko is dead. Roboto is dead. Man-at-Arms is a fat loser, apologetic, white apologist. All the men in Eternia are losers. They just went full Last Jedi onto this series. And I believe that no matter what they do to try to rectify it, even if they try to rectify it, I don't even think they care at this point. Not when you have Kevin Smith coming off like this to the fans. Now you're like, hey, you got to trust me on this. Stay on board. I'm trying to tell a story. Stay on. He's doing none of that. He says F you to the fans. He's battling the fans. And you're battling the fans because you put your own shitty vision of something that millions have grown up with and loved for such a long time. You ain't no fan, Kevin Smith. You can't tell people you're a fan of something and then on your fucking comic book man show tell them, hey, I'm not a fan of He-Man either, man. You can't do that. Oh, I've watched the TV show from 1981, 1982, when it didn't exist until later in 1983. In 1981, the toys didn't come out till 1982. I know, Kevin. I was there, man. I collected this shit. I got a whole bunch of this shit behind me. I collected the toys. The comics that came in these toys told a slightly different story, if I remember, than what the cartoon actually did. They wanted the cartoon to appeal more to the kids, so they changed it up that He-Man got the power sword and became from Prince. This is why Prince Adam, back in the early 80s, when they released the Prince Adam figure, why it was just a pink He-Man, because I don't think he was actually planned, that this was actual concept. You just had these mythical characters back in like 1982 when the toys came out. That's why Faker is just a blue He-Man. That's why what is it? Cyclone is a yellow and blue He-Man. That's why Prince Adam is a pink He-Man. There was no actual set sculpted Prince Adam figure for that. Of course, Kevin would know this if he was an actual fan. But yeah, so he's pissed off. He's pissed off. So Rotten Tomatoes says, I asked why lie? Why the lies and just not say it's a Teela story? Exactly. Could actually have been a good animation and music were pretty epic. And I also thought the story was pretty decent. but they had to add in all the anti-male propaganda and anti-He-Man jokes. Why? It's unnecessary. You should be ashamed of yourself, Ted. You're a so-called big-time He-Man fan with a mammoth action figure collection, but you sold out every kid who ever watched the original show or played with the action figures. I had a letter printed on He-Man magazine when I was 9 years old that said, "Dear He-Man, I like when you say, by the power of Grayskull, I have the power. But you took that power away to promote the politically correct agenda. Shame on you." If any Mattel execs happen to read this, do you really think my 9-year-old self, whom this series is directed at, is going to buy any of your new action figures? Guess again. Mattel is obviously not aware of how Star Wars merchandise absolutely tanked following the release of The Last Jedi. Get it now? Also, a word of advice: don't spoil the ending to the show by releasing the action figures early, like Skelegod. Kinda common sense. And they go on to say, okay, ran over, but I'm not the only one who disliked Master of the Universe Revelation, as fans are voicing their opinions through Rotten Tomatoes audience score, where Master of the Universe Revelation currently sits at not 58%, not 39%, but 26%. Matt says Kevin Smith lied. There we go. It's sad because Kevin Smith would have promoted it as a Tila story. Oh, should have promoted as a Tila and ditched all the anti-male woke propaganda. It could have been a good instead of The Last Jedi all over again. It's yep. This is Luke Skywalker. This is Mad Max. This is Captain Picard, Captain Kirk. This is He-Man and Skeletor and Man-at-Arms. This is Die Hard. This is pretty much any male character in modern franchises today. This is James Bond. This is Indiana Jones. Han Solo. This is all of them, people. Teddy should be ashamed of himself. He-Man isn't even in the series at all. Regulated to flashback scenes and dies twice. All the male characters are bad or buffoons. Woke Hollywood for you. Like I said, let's go to wrap it up. Even if they try to rectify this in the second episode, okay, well, Prince Adam was impaled, but he didn't die. Okay, so what? If they bring back He-Man, you can't undo what happened in the first 5 episodes. You can't undo all that Last Jedi bullshit. You know, I guess sometimes, well, Beast, can Star Wars be saved at this point? Do you think Star Wars will ever be as good as it was? Or get that fan interest? And quite simply, I say no. No. That ship is gone. Disney destroyed Star Wars. It's done. Nobody cares. You're not getting those fan bases back. You're not going to have those overcrowded movie theaters with Star Wars fans waving their toy lightsabers. Those fucking days are done. When you go into making these franchises, the fans have to come first. And when you politicize, when you weaponize, use weaponized politics into these shows, you've just got rid of your fans. The fans are the key to success. When you're doing pop culture, the fans are number one. When you make them number two, it's over. You're out of business. You're out of business. It's like the fans are responsible. None of these, not Star Trek, not Star Wars, not He-Man, not G.I. Joe, none of this shit would be possible today to reboot or remake or bring back if it wasn't for the fans. Kevin Smith. The real fans who got the toys, who bought the comics, who watched the movies, who grew up and kept this shit alive. Without the fans, this stuff would have never existed as long as it has. And Hollywood is shooting them like clay pigeons. And all Kevin Smith has done now is just make himself a cheapo political activist filmmaker like Rian Johnson. So anyway, people, that's the video. Let me know what you think. Make sure you share this video to other Master of the Universe fans. Get the word out there. Kevin's telling all of us now to grow up, attacking the fans. We knew this was going to happen. Anyway, if you want to be kept updated, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And be safe out there. God bless all of you. And another good character, another good franchise bites the dust. Good night.